Hey guys, this is Sarah's night.
And Lantis. And also SK forgetting to put the emulator back on focus.
Yeah.
Again.
I think it's been like 3 months since the last.
This has got to be the slowest LP that has ever been recorded.
I forgot, did I take a... Apparently I don't even remember controls now. Okay, yeah, I got Gilder with me. So, bye Enrique.
Enrique.
So we are going to take on Galcian this time.
Yep.
Once and for all.
And
I remember this being a series of rather annoying hallways.
I know it's. I've mentioned this before, but it's just I'm just seeing Vice again after so long. I just have to point out once again that his shirt. He literally cut the sleeves off of his shirt and then like regretted having done so, and tried to affix them back.
So I got. Yeah, it was a ship part. I found it in a treasure chest. A ship cannon could actually fit inside. Just, yeah.
I mean, sometimes it do be that way.
Shing.
We also equipped it on our ship in the middle of a dungeon.
When you look at it that way.
Here.
So yeah, tell him what I just now made you sit down and watch.
So SK has this thing. Every time he comes over,
not every time,
every
maybe 50% of the
time that he comes over,
you know that's an exaggeration.
No, it's every time. He makes me watch.
In fact, I think the last 2 times in a row before this one, I didn't have one for you.
I am pretty sure that's not the case, but maybe. But it feels like every single time he makes me watch a Cinema Snob review. If not, well, usually it's multiple.
Every now and again, it's Anime Abandoned or Phaelus as well. Oh god, that did nothing.
Yeah.
That's the first time fire spells really failed me.
That's because they're probably resistant to fire.
So what was this episode called?
Which one?
That I just now made you go through the most.
The Buttercream Gang? It's not a porno?
That's what makes it hilarious. So he's got a way to, like, you know, make an innuendo out of everything perfectly innocent, or at least it was meaning to be innocent in the course of the movie. What if we have to dance to a slow song? Well, then you buttercream in your pants. Okay, Rain of Swords probably gonna do this, no problem. Ah!
It killed one.
Well, that sucked. Yeah, I just love how whenever Aika, you know, gets melee attack, she just like shakes it off.
This is pretty rough for a normal encounter. The way his arms just went. Wow,
You had to run over and
that
shoot
dude
him?
just got executed.
That was gangland style right there.
I'm glad everyone is okay.
Took a lot of ribbing out there today, Scott.
Yep. SK also put a decent dent into more Final Fantasy VII Remake. I kind of, at his behest, spoiled pretty much the rest of the game for him, though.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it sounds dumb. It's just really gonna be no way around that.
Ugh.
So, yeah, we might talk about that either right now or later, so just be aware. Spoiler ahead.
For
blah, blah,
Final
blah.
Fantasy VII Remake. Oh, by the way, just so you know, they've already put out DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake, where they have like a full like campaign you can play as Yuffie in Midgar.
Okay, so it's like what she's up to
Yeah,
during the time that...
Yeah, apparently she was doing shit in Midgar during the first disc of the game.
I was not just here, was I? Because I know I crossed.
Also, I think it's worth mentioning that
Nah, because it's a dead end.
now in Final Fantasy VII, in the game that contains Midgar, Yuffie is a playable character.
But
Red 13 is not.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it simple. The thing that I think is stupid, that I just like, Lantis, just go ahead and tell me. Basically, it's... I don't have a problem with the game. It's a remake being different in many ways from the original. I mean, it can be good or bad, whether you just want to give it like a graphical update, but, you know, keep pretty much everything the same, or you want to totally change like the tone, the direction, just all that kind of stuff, have, you know, new areas to explore, all that kind of stuff. I have no problem with that in and of itself. What's stupid is that, in a sense, the game itself acknowledges that there was an original universe. Final Fantasy VII universe. And that's just really, really stupid.
And the whispers are there to enforce it. Like, no! What's supposed to happen? No! Like, Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge are supposed to die here. You can't prevent that. Despite the fact that you actually did. and Wedge is alive.
Well, I wasn't gonna go into the details, but I guess you spoiled it anyway.
Well, I'm just saying, like, despite the fact that there is written in a reason why everything has to remain the same, there are things that manage to squeak past the original line and are different, such as Wedge.
Wow, that was worthless. Thank you, Aiko. Cullet's Wrath.
Comet's Wrath.
You know, I heard... I know we looked around Nasir for him, because I could swear that's where you fought him. That's where we looked for the imposters that gave me the bad rating, Vice the Fallen Pirate.
Yep.
And apparently there's just one particular corner we looked over that they're just... I hope they're still just waiting there for me after this. Because I want to fight them.
But while I do agree with SK that that's kind of dumb, like for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I do like the way that it ends, in the sense that it's opening up the sequel to be literally anything. It could be anything. It's not bound to follow the same line of events as the original anymore, and that's alright. I just think the execution and the way it was done was maybe not optimal.
If you want to put it nicely.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice about it.
That was easy.
I gotta say, that sword's really cool. Almost like an axe.
And my axe.
And my axe!
God, can't even remember what the friggin' menu button is.
Well, again,
and fully healed at the cost of 2 MP. That's a really bad flaw in this game.
Yeah, but it's a flaw in your favor. At least.
Yeah. Whoop, nope. Did I
do that?
Okay, I thought I hadn't learned everything yet.
On
red. With Vice.
What's after Ingram?
I think Incremus.
Oh.
Or something like it, like basically Increm on everybody at once.
Wow.
Worthless.
That is not great. Yeah.
Okay, so to pass the time, and please try to, while you listen, please help me try to keep track of where I'm going. If you happen to notice that I'm like just absently going back over the same path or something, just let me know, okay?
Okay. I will do
because
what I
can never really concentrate while. But I had 2 weird but awesome dreams lately. One of them was not the one I told you about earlier.
Okay.
It's like, dude, wake up! We gotta get back to Arkansas from Tennessee today. Dude, it's 5 in the morning. Oh wait, I have a final exam at school back in Arkansas today. I guess I won't make it in time. Oh wait, I don't even know when any of my exams in any of my classes are throughout the whole entire week. I guess I'll just have to consider this semester a failure and try again next time. Spend another $1,500 on tuition. It just made no sense. But so they happened in the last month or so. One was, I don't know if you remember anything about this, but you know, I wrote like the barest skeletal like structure of a plot or the beginning, an idea of something for like several different things throughout the 4 or 5 years that, you know, we knew each other before college, right?
Right.
And I mean, really the one thing I brought over from, you know, that I started writing like in South Carolina was that Legends of Frostenia stuff.
Also, just for reference, so many years before college, we were the graduating class of 02. We're old.
Maybe you're old, I'm not. You can feel that way if you want, bro. But
it's not a feeling. It's mathematical. Like, it's a number.
36 ain't old. I'm 36.
No, well,
and people
alright.
and people commonly think I'm lower 20s, so...
Well, doesn't matter what they think you are.
Nevertheless, you're
Like-
you're only as old as you feel. And don't drag me down to your level just because you're feeling all old. You ain't got to drag me down.
It's not. Again, you keep using this feeling term.
You go wallow in your oldness alone.
It's like you're actually concerned about your age.
I'm not the one who's all concerned about it, who's so desperate to bring
Well,
it.
you're the one that...
Oh my gosh.
I'm
I'm
the one that's desperate, but you're the one... I'm not old! I'm not old! It doesn't matter how long... That's just... I just feel it.
Yeah, that's totally how I said that.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the moon... Oh, no, we don't use it here. We use it in Super Move.
Ooh.
Defend and counterattack for his crew. Oh crap! I didn't realize I had all these moonberries to... I thought that was my first one.
No, you... Oh gosh, that needs 4.
Completely restores all HP. Whoa.
That's really hard to say no to. Also,
I really
Gilder
just
has
want to have...
9.
Yeah, but you know what? Just screw it. I want this. And again, it's not like this is a hard game, so I probably don't really need it. But, you know, it would be cool to... I bet it's a cool looking attack. I don't remember anything like it. That's basically Eris's great gospel right there.
You know what I should have done? We should have pulled up Cheat Engine to see if we could just Cheat Engine all the berries in so we could get everybody's skill and just not have to worry about berries anymore.
Yeah. Well, okay, apparently I'm at least moving forward here. Okay, so anyway, I think the only kind of like story I ever started working on before coming to Arkansas and meeting you was Legends of Frosty, and you remember all that, right?
I do.
But there was like a few other things that's like I kind of started out. one was about, at first I called it something real stupid like Story of a oh wait, are we already here?
Yep, we did it. Good job.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I explored like less than half the dungeon. Anyway, like, I think I called it something real stupid like Rimu, Story of a Princess. And I'm pretty sure
I've heard worse names.
And I'm pretty sure and I remember you making fun of me like, Rimu, that sounds like Ramune, because of, you know, the hot TNA babes of Knights of Ramune, which, you know, this was like in 9th or 10th grade, so I just discovered Knights of Ramune, and I thought it was great because it's hot chicks getting naked all the time, fighting evil in space. That's all that mattered to me. So you're like, Rimu, because I started writing this particular thing for an assignment in English class, you're like, that sounds like Ramune, like plagiarizer. Like, you were giving me a hard time return because I made fun of you for that same assignment. It was probably that exact same assignment, right? Just write a story of some sort, a short story. And it was about, yours was about, like, I'm a prisoner in this camp full of, like, this really imperialistic, militant group of people called the Dragoons. And
well,
their leader is a real bastard named Weegriff because he killed my best buddy, Clef. So we have Final Fantasy Tactics and Magic Knight Ray Earth in there.
Well, and if you want to get specific, like, Dragoon could be a ripoff of anything. Like, how often are Dragoons
Or maybe
used?
that was Maybe that was from Legend of Dragoon. I don't remember if I found Legend of Dragoon the anime in that yet. By that time yet. So, I like how Vice is making that. There's one more thing I have to accomplish. Kicking your ass and saving the world. So, I gave you a hard time about that. I'm like, man, you're like straight up stealing. And it's like, who cares? You're like, well, what about the name Rimu? That sounds like Ramune. Even though those are like pretty simple names. You know, you can... There's definitely room for, like, slight similarity there. And so it was about, like, a princess named Rimu, and it's like her kingdom gets taken over, you know, gets invaded and taken over, her family slaughtered, you know, all that deal. And she's, you know, she escaped, she's a runaway, you know, by an evil, militaristic kingdom. And so, you know, when she gets her bearings, she kind of starts, like, stealthily going around her, you know, like, kingdom now her kingdom now newly under control, the evil empire kingdom that came in. You know, she's gonna sneak around and slowly, like, build allies who are also, like, kind of, you know, what's the term I'm looking for, like, displaced, like her in some way or another. And, you know, she goes back and confronts them, you know, I guess at her own castle. That would be where the final battle takes place. And I'm thinking, you know, this could make, like, a good fantasy story or an RPG. And for some reason, after a few more years later, I started thinking of, like, I started watching, like, that was still a time when I watched the Mortal Kombat movie quite regularly, because that, to this day, that's my favorite video game movie ever, and I know that sounds like it's not much of a compliment, but in this case, it really is. I really love that movie. And I started thinking, all the characters in that could be replaced. What if I could somehow add the element of, you know, it has to be a fair fight between Rimu, you know, coming to reclaim her kingdom, and maybe the evil kingdom is actually from another world, like Shao Kahn entirely.
Like Netherrealm?
Yeah.
Or Outworld. Yeah. Netherrealm is the studio that makes the games.
Yeah.
So, like...
Well, I know what you were trying to say. What if it could be something like that? So, and there's like a divine power over them both that has to, you know, dictates like how this battle, as important as it is, will go. It has to
be like a sanctioned battle.
So I started thinking of, like, you know, Liu Kang in the movie as Rimu, and all the other characters. Like, I came up with like 12 different characters for the good guy side and 7 or 8 for the evil kingdom side. And I mean, I could give you like a few of their names now, but I started thinking of like an equivalent. Imagine them as I watch the Mortal Kombat movie each time. all these characters, how they look anime style, like this could be a fantasy anime, you know, like Magic Knight or Earth or something as well. And, you know, well, in my mind, it's really cool. And I had a dream just like that, where I like rewrote the story as the beginning of like a fairy tale as an assignment a few years later in college English class, and I actually got an A on that. And I changed like a few character names and stuff like that.
24 damage, great.
I thought I'd try to poison him.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops, I forgot. I could put Delta Shield on first before, and oh my gosh. Oh, never mind. It's for the whole turn. For some reason, at that moment, I thought it was like once you get hit with magic once, if you get targeted again, then you know. So I was like, I just sabotaged myself by having Vice use Incrum on himself, you know, after the Delta Shield's already up. So that was its one shot, and then Galcian was gonna get me. So, I had a dream where it was like the first Mortal Kombat movie. Now, I now renamed the story Destiny of an Empress, because like Rimu, once she, you know, becomes savior of her fallen kingdom, she's gonna be Empress now, because well, all her family's dead. So she's like next to
ascend the throne.
So she's no longer a princess, but an empress, and I think Destiny of an Empress sounds cooler. So I started saying like, and I'm constantly going from being one of the characters myself in this dream to being like the guy on the outside who maybe wrote it and knows what's going to happen next, and is actually like changing. Wait, no, maybe it would be better if this next part happened this way. Like it's weird like that sometimes when you dream stuff.
Jeez, bro. Oh no, Gilder.
Okay, that looks like Gilder should be disintegrated, and somehow he survived.
He survived. Wait, he survived?
By like 100 HP, probably.
Like, he was flying through airships and blowing them up just by passing them. Ugh, freaky chair.
Yeah, I can just use an item on him. Got a few of those.
Yeah, just use an item and just undo that horrible, horrible attack.
Oh no, I only have 5 of them.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well never mind that. I will use a... Is that like edible 20-sided die?
No, these are actual 20-sided dice. Actually, it's sets of dice. It's all the different number of faces.
Okay, so this is like a combination. This dream is like a combination of the second Mortal Kombat movie, except it doesn't suck.
Oh.
And the chapter 2 of Mortal Kombat 9, when they're retelling the, you know, Mortal Kombat 2 segment where they travel to Outworld. So this time, it's Amelia. Her name is Amelia now, with an E, not an A, so that makes it different instead of Rabu. Well, she beat the evil sorcerer Dalton Tingel, not Shang Tsung.
Dalton
Tingel. In the first, for lack of a better term, Mortal Kombat. But now...
Wait, the tournament or battle didn't have a name?
I didn't... I'm sorry, I didn't come up with one in the dream.
Oh, okay.
I think that's supposed to knock off my status effects. That's the big deal with it. So...
Yep.
Now, the evil emperor from the evil, Agriasu kingdom... It was, his name was, Ketsith Zeralt. Like, Kate Sith, except it's one word. So, he, you know, now the Empress and her allies, her few allies, must go on to face, like, the Emperor himself and whatever soldiers he has left that survived the first tournament now it's in a second tournament, and this will truly decide whether Amelia's kingdom is saved or not. And
always moving the goalposts, these guys.
yeah, I know.
Right?
And I'm imagining like how she wins the first battle, and I can't remember against who it was, but she wins it pretty easily because hey, she beat a powerful sorcerer last time.
So of
Dalton.
course he's small fry.
So this first fight is small fry her, and I remember something like the structure is like it's 12 people in all, both good and bad. Just like in Mortal Kombat 2, the original Mortal Kombat 2. Not including the Emperor Ketsif himself, not including him.
Was he a giant, was he a cat on a giant stuffed animal using a megaphone?
I don't think I really pictured him in any other way in my mind, except generally like Magic Emperor Galcian when he was in his full armor and who didn't show his face.
Okay.
So something like that. And then, so the structure was going to be like the 12, so the first bracket is going to be 6 battles because 2 people facing off, so that's 12 total. The 6 who survive that will go on to the second bracket, so it will be 3 battles. Whoever survives that it will be 3. And whoever's I guess considered the strongest in some way. Yes, I know, I just died. 2 people actually. Wow, Galcian, you suck. I'm trying to get my spirit all the way up for yeah.
Attack me if you dare.
Uh-oh, looks like you're about to be devolved. Oh, what does that do?
Well, nothing visible, I'll tell you that. So I guess the way the final bracket would be like the third one would be whoever's considered the strongest would get to sit out the first battle, and whichever of the remaining 2 won that fight between themselves would face them, and then whoever won that will be able to face Ketsisaralt.
Okay.
So I'm watching most of the time in just random locations, and there was one in one of the earlier fights in the first bracket took place in the Emperor's throne room himself, which was a huge balcony area over the pit, but the audience was on the other side of the pit, on all other sides of the pit on a lower level than the throne area.
Okay.
That Ketsith could watch over, and just below him, right in front of the pit, where there's no railing or anything, so you can knock somebody off into that and win the fight instantly. It was like a little balcony there where they fight just below his throne, maybe with a few personal bodyguards in the case one of the fighters decided to take a assassination swipe at him. And on the lower level with the pit, there was a audience on all 3 sides apart from the throne. All that, in the gladiatorial arena stage, where you fight Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 2.
Right.
So in that one, it was maybe that Amelia and Norn, the Johnny Cage equivalent, Norn Cossack. That was his name.
Cossack.
He was something like an apprentice ninja, but he was a real ladies' man.
All right, I'm seeing the Cage influences.
Yeah, and for some reason, even though he's just an apprentice, he has just some kind of unusual ability about him, which makes him already one of the best, fighters in the kingdom. He wins his against it was actually specifically one of the bad guys in my story, and not one of the bad guys from Outworld and Mortal Kombat. But third fight.
Oh no.
The Sonya Blade equivalent.
Okay.
Is Kitty Saradin, who I just pictured looking a lot like Agrius, except a lot paler and very, very, a lot more stern.
Wait, more stern than Agrius already is?
Yes.
Agrius is already pretty
and she has a personal vendetta, just like Sonya against Kano, against one particular member of the evil Agriasu kingdom. And she still has not like qualities about her, but she is driven by a bit of personal vengeance. So she took on Eliru Gabrielle, Lady Death, her personal opponent in the first tournament, and won. This time she's fighting Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Sub-Zero from actual Mortal Kombat, and somehow he's like, I don't think he's really a bad guy, maybe a neutral party, he's not really fighting for either side. You know, there were some neutral characters like, say, Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. Let's go ahead and take a shot at him. I'm really not... Oh, I forgot. Vice is...
dead. He just died just now.
Let's see, like I said, I'm trying to describe a dream here.
This freaking attack, man. Look at all these airships. Look at them all. I gotta say, man, that attack looked gnarly. Like, it's not even facing like, what's that? Oh god! Why did that do so little damage compared to...
I defended, but even so,
Well, I mean, it did over 4,000 to Gilder, so...
Oh, crap, and since Vice is knocked out, we can't get the
you're gonna
super
have to...
attack. So in the third fight, that takes place in the, gladiatorial arena / throne area. Like, behind Ketsith's throne is like nothing but just deep space, practically.
Like the Nexus.
No, except you can see stars in the sky, but I guess if you fall off, you sort of float off into outer space, never to be seen again. Just like with the Nexus.
Did Gilder just kneecap him?
Yes. Oh, I really need to start putting up Delta Shield all the time.
I hope that doesn't work on anyone.
Oh, it will.
Oh, it won't. Absolutely won't. See? Easy. Shit.
See? Easy. Shit. Well, luckily we got a lot of spirit saved us so we can revive him easily. In fact, the only two who have the Rise of Limb spell
are the two that survive.
Wait, I need to make sure I'm targeting different people so I don't waste it. So Kitty Saradin fights Sub-Zero. She loses. She will not continue on. And I'm thinking, like, Sonya Blade, I never considered her one of the more powerful fighters, so it kind of made sense. I'm like somehow noticing this is the Mortal Kombat equivalent to these characters as they fight. And see, something does not go like something that happens in this fight that kind of takes the control away from Ketsith. All the blood and carnage that that he wants to see. Can I skip through this? No, I can't.
You're gonna have to watch it every time.
Sub-Zero freezes up Kitty Saradin while she's on her knees and like out of HP. And,
finish her!
And he's going to, I guess it's going to be just like a shatter fatality. After he freezes her up, he's just going to, like, I don't know, take an ice hammer or punch her or something. And that's going to be the end. So before he performs his fatality, Amelia screams from the audience because she's a real wide-eyed, innocent type who would always show mercy to her enemies. She's like, please don't have mercy, And he looks over, he sees like puppy dog, like all the way across the pit into the audience. He picks her out and sees like her puppy dog begging face, don't kill my friend. She's already beaten. Why you gotta, why must you kill her? And he has mercy and Ketsith's like, pounding his throat. I'm like, what? You do not. You do as I say. You finish her. Nope. Sub-Zero defies him, so Kitty gets to live. But she's out of the tournament. And, it's more vague as the tournament kind of progresses on what all went down. But, yeah, like, pretty much all the characters from my story were there, and a few more actual Mortal Kombat characters. And
a few actual Mortal, like Sub-Zero, actual Sub-Zero.
Yeah, I think Reptile was there at some point, and since he was really made out to be a jobber in the Mortal Kombat, in Mortal Kombat 9,
it was like an unsanctioned fight in like the middle of nowhere.
Well, and I think both times he lost in the tournament, like, early on. Even
Yeah.
though in Mortal Kombat 1, the original Mortal Kombat 1, he's a secret opponent who's much, much stronger than Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
Who's much more of a challenge.
Reptile.
So I think maybe Norn Cossack was the one who got Reptile in the first bracket. And so, yeah, it was just a really cool dream like that.
Cossack.
Yeah, Norn Cossack.
Was he a scientist?
Oh, no, he was the apprentice ninja, the Johnny Cage.
I don't know. It just struck me like Dr. Cossack from Mega Man.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure that's where I got the name. I don't know if Norn really sounds like a guy's name, but it definitely sounds like a pretty boy name, and that's what he was.
Norn. Where have I?
He
Dorn.
He-
That's what I was like. Why does that name sound so familiar? It's Star Ocean 1.
There's a guy named Norn in Star
Dorn.
Trek? Oh.
With the D.
Oh, okay.
It's similar, not the same, but similar. And I hate his character because Dorn's character is one of those characters that always have their eyes closed.
And actually, like, he disappeared as soon as you went to, like, the new world towards the beginning of the game, right?
This is going to be a long, long fight.
Didn't he, like, stay in whatever the name of the planet you came from early on in the game and you went to a new one. I can't remember what it was called, but that's where the bulk of the game took place because you were searching for, like, a cure for everybody's, like, stone-turning disease.
Correct, yeah.
And he stayed behind in that world, didn't he?
I think, wasn't he infected?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he was you eventually can go back and cure him and recruit him, like, from what I remember.
But that had to have been, like, so late in the game, but...
I don't remember.
Okay.
Stop the instant death!
I'm gonna start using just Delta Shield all around every time. If I can remember where it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Galcian's really kicking my ass right now.
Yeah, and he has...
Oh
nary
god,
a
please tell me
scratch.
the shield doesn't count if... Yep.
Well... So...
And the other dream was Final Fantasy 15 related. And we were all in it.
Yeah.
Like the guys
we're
from
doing
Arcadia.
the road trip.
Yeah, I think it was like all the guys from Arcadia. Even though we went by our, like, I was SK, you were Lantis.
Did you ever finish that game, by the way? Like, I know you stayed with, like, me and you played it for, like, a
15?
long...
Yeah.
So, okay.
I got it myself at the beginning of 2017. And
Okay.
I beat it in just like a month or so.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good game.
Not 2017, 2018,
Yeah.
when I got my new computer and where it could actually handle something like Final Fantasy 15. And I remember I had to wait specifically to get the new computer in order for it to be able to play Resident Evil 7 and Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
And I keep forgetting.
Get me straight.
Did you do it again? Yeah, you did. You did it again.
And, like, new characters just kept, like, coming into this. We were, like, holed up in, like, this giant ranch house of some sort. There was a huge property around us, and it was, like, on the corner of some intersection. It kind of reminded me of the section, we only walked through the neighborhood once, probably, so you probably do not remember anything what this looks like. But in my grandparents' neighborhood...
Yeah, no, I don't remember anything.
On the other side of the neighborhood, opposite from them, like if you go straight down the road before turning onto Ravencrest Drive, there's an animal sanctuary about a fourth of a mile on down. Very few houses around. It's like there's like a road that just kind of takes a bend to the right. You can either go forward into the animal sanctuary where the road ends, or right onto one of the back roads of the neighborhood. That kind of thing. So it was that kind of locale, and somehow it's like we were staying at this house, and like there were other allies around, and just for various works of fiction, there was some from Arcadia, there were some from other video games, some from anime. Just more and more people kept appearing there. It was like some kind of group of survivors holed up because we knew the darkness of the Final Fantasy 15 world was coming soon. Somehow. and there were gonna be monsters everywhere. So we had, before it would reach that area, we had about 2 weeks to prepare, level up somehow by staying around this property and doing just random stuff. Not venturing out too far because the darkness was further on down the road we were trying to travel to go eventually, save the world from the ultimate bad guy, whoever that was.
Right.
We just knew we had to go in that direction eventually before the darkness came to find us. And inside this darkness was all the strongest monsters. Just like in FF15, just all of a sudden there's like level 50 to 80 monsters just roaming around, just, out in the open. No
Man, yeah, I remember like first being in the World of Darkness in Final Fantasy 15, and like I'm just running down like this corridor, right? It's like a tunnel in the road, and like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And like a monster just kind of apparates through the wall.
Yeah, it was a level 80 demon wall. Was just hiding right in there. He just reached out and.
I'm like,
I know it just did, in Final Fantasy 15 it just did damage, but I imagine it being like, Resident Evil 4, it was just lopping off Noctis's head, like Leon, the way he just...
Yep.
And then he just drops. It was level 80, so I could see how it would, like, kill you in one hit.
Yeah, it lets you know that, oh, we ain't playing, like...
It does.
Things are bad. I'm sorry, but continue. So we're leveling up. Strong monsters started apparating.
Or we knew that in about 2 weeks it was going to reach us to where strong, monsters were going to be around here. So the rest of the guys who weren't like the heroes of light, like us four, me, you, Lynn, and Harrison. I can't do Delta Shield because I got to revive. Fina.
Correct.
Just hopefully he won't do an ultimate death spell this turn. Watch him do it.
No, what's going to happen, mark my words, is you're going to get the revive off just fine, and you're also going to be able to start spamming Delta Rune just fine as well. What's going to happen is, at some point, you're not going to be able to Delta up, and then he's going to do Eternus, and it's going to work on all four people.
We just knew we couldn't go farther down to the west on the road that was leading parallel to the house. What we came from was the north, the road that was leading down to it.
Right.
And so... Fina. So, except I can't revive her. Crap. And we knew that in 2 weeks it was going to reach that area, and the guys who were like holding up the property just had to find a way to make it so defensible monsters couldn't break in or something. But we had to be strong enough to venture into it. So, and for some reason we had a very magical looking camel creature of some sort.
Okay.
I don't know if we gave her a name. It was a her, and we had to we're like, somehow she was going to be our seeming ace in the hole when we continued on the final leg of our journey to save the world from this darkness.
Hopefully her name was Gwen.
Why Gwen?
Her lovely lady lumps. My humps, my humps,
Oh.
my humps.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
Well, hope it was worth it. I like how she has to cover her ears. Bam!
So we're like,
I will forge a sword at you.
The camel creature. That's so gross. How does that do damage? How does that do anything?
How does a dude forging a sword at you hurt? Oh wow, that was.
Yeah, restored some HP. Whoop-dee.
Gotta get
So we're
Fina
like,
up.
so we're like, we gotta level up our magical camel pet. And she was at 1. She has to be at least... I don't know why we knew the numbers here, but she has to be at least 40 before she can do whatever world-saving thing she was going to be able to do.
Okay.
That was going to be like, you know, the trump card. So we started along. I guess it would basically consisted of eating, slowly consuming stronger and stronger monsters. So we took her down the road to the west a little bit into like a landfill of some sort that was somehow indoors somewhere. It was like a room, and it was mostly just dirt and random pieces of garbage, and I guess like a few minor treasures like potions were lying about as sparkly things in the pile, so you could rummage through that and pick up some items.
Okay.
But what she had to start out eating at level 1 was worms. Just finding some worms. Just digging for worms, bro.
Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. I guess I'll go eat worms.
So then, like, over the course of the next few nights, we start taking her back to the north through, like, a very, very, like, kind of a desert area with a lot of, what are those big rock formations that rise up in deserts? What would you call them? I don't know.
I don't know.
But hopefully you're picturing what I'm talking about here, kinda.
Gotcha.
And it would get so cold at night, though, that it would snow. Be like a thin layer of snow on the ground and be very, like, shiny and glimmery and stuff.
The morning deer.
Okay, so, Phoenix back up, so let's...
Is everybody up?
Yeah.
Then Delta Shield.
The only way this is going to suck is if... he does...
wait.
He
Gilder.
just does terminal on Gilder before I can heal him. That's the only way this is going to put me back in the hole.
Well, the problem with Delta Shield is that Ica is your fastest character.
And I just did it again, didn't I? Yep. No, I used an item this time.
Item. As long as it's not on Gilder. It was not.
Let's try this.
Okay, you're recovered. You're in a good position. Now, one character does not. Now, does Delta Shield persist?
No.
Okay.
I gotta keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, like on the characters that didn't have an attack happen on them.
Nah, it's only one turn.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna have her defend and him spirit. So if he does terminal on her, she block, you know, it won't kill her.
Right.
While I just start slowly building up towards...
Another...
Yeah. So...
Wait.
What?
That almost looked like a... No, it's not. It's go ahead. Well, there's a third of a crew attack.
And there were a lot of, like... And we started gaining, like, weird powers ourselves. And we eventually taught the camel while taking it to the desert over the next few nights, I guess after a week or so, of eating bombs. I mostly saw, like, bomb creatures from Final Fantasy games floating around that
Oh, so fire...
desert that snowed at night.
Floaty fire orbs with faces.
Eventually, he was like, you know, we taught her this great attack where she could basically just summon, like, a solar flare that covers the entire battlefield, including us, but somehow doesn't hurt us. But it would do, like, 20,000 points of damage
Great.
to, you know, every other monster in sight, or something like that. Yeah, it was like that. And over the course of time, I think there were some characters. I think Saiton and his wife Yui were there at the back at the base, the big old ranch house.
Love me some Doc.
And tell you the truth, I know you told me this one time. You're like, dude, what are you talking about? But I think his wife is nice waifu material. And she's not even like the young, super cute anime girl
Look,
type.
I-
She looked about 40 actually, but I actually really like her face, and she had this very nice, sweet homemaker personality.
I played
And
that
no,
game
that's
recently.
not
No.
not SK saying that all women need to be barefoot and in the kitchen, pregnant. That's not me saying that before anybody jumps
No,
on me.
I'm just saying that.
No, I wouldn't. No, that was for the
having
audience, not
played
you.
that game recently, I don't even remember what she looks like.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, because she only shows up at the beginning
Yeah.
in Satan's House in Lahan, shows up later in Shevit, and I don't think you even have to talk to her then. And also, I don't think she is one of the survivors after like the catastrophe towards the end of the game that turned like 90% of the human population into whales.
Yeah, you know that
So I-
horrible event that was just dictated through text and still frames. God, that was so bad, dude. The second disc.
Yeah,
of
the more I think
Xenogears
about, like,
is
I understand.
terrible.
I understand how they ran out of time and money,
Let's try this.
but and somehow it's like I didn't even notice it was an issue in the first few years after playing it. But the more I think about it, it really, I have to drop Xenogears down from what originally was an 8.5 to a 7. Still really good,
I don't know.
but I think it is only fair that objectively I drop it down to just a B minus. It is a big, big detriment.
Like, it cripples the last half of the game.
No, I would say that's only if it was fully fleshed out, it'd only be the last fourth or so.
We're not talking about if
gameplay
it was
time.
fully fleshed out. I'm talking about what we were presented with.
I know, but
We're not working on what ifs.
You're saying like it was the entire second half of the game.
Well, it's the
that was
entire
crushed
second
out.
disc of the game.
Yeah, but I would say gameplay wise, it would have equated to a fourth overall. So I'm just saying.
I don't know. I just, it's truly unacceptable. Truly unforgivable. Unforgivable.
You know what really makes those videos? The fact that the camera guy, what was his name? His white friend.
Yeah.
And I know I had to identify my skin color there, but the guy that unfortunately
Yeah.
died in the
I
interim.
can't remember his name.
But the guy behind the camera, the way he was laughing at him. Like, breaking character is what made that video
Yeah.
funny.
And it was him laughing that made him break character.
I mean, it really helped in, like, not taking it too seriously, even though he really is, like, saying the most dickish
Like, really
thing.
shitty things.
Like, guys, if you don't know Unforgivable, it's a guy. This is completely tongue in cheek, and you know he's trying his hardest for the sake of humor, because like who would really be like that in real life? He's trying to be the biggest alpha male douchebag imaginable. It's absolutely cartoonish. So just type in Unforgivable on YouTube, you'll see it. That will be the first thing that comes up. No questions
In
asked.
fact, I made a reference to that earlier when Rachel brought me a chicken sandwich from Popeyes, and I just yanked it out of her hands. By
yeah. Snatch it from
real fast. I also thanked her. And I told her I was kidding. Snatch it from her real fast.
Oh, so what? You think that's gonna make it okay? No, you need to have internet outrage and backlash follow you for the rest of your life.
Oh no, I'm gonna get canceled on Twitter.
You need to get death threats in the mail.
The internet really has just completely become unhinged.
I mean, it's like, dude, a lot of the time I totally agree that, like, the offense that you're getting so riled up over is genuine. But it's like, no matter what, the kind of, like, it's not justice the way you're backlashing. It's like, you guys, you weren't even directly affected. It wasn't even you. It had nothing to do with you. You know? So it's like, how do you act like you have, like, a personal, like, vendetta against... you have to personally seek out retribution against this person who was a dick on the internet in some way or another.
And some people aren't even being a dick on the internet. Laura Bailey, the person that played a character in a video game, she got, like, hate comments and death threats just for playing a character who was an asshole. The voice actor.
Like, they took it so, like, the fans took it so seriously. They're like, they couldn't,
Yep.
like, separate her from the character she's playing.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that's.
It's
So
that-
what was that about? I don't.
Well, I mean, that's it. You got it. That's end of story.
No, I mean, like, what was the game? What was the
It
character?
was Last of Us 2. So The Last of Us you played as Joel and Ellie.
Right, now I remember you telling me about Last of Us 2, so, like, which...
And in the sequel, you do play as Ellie, but you also spend some time, in fact, a lot of time, maybe even half of the game, playing as the antagonist of the game.
Who, when you told me the story, if I recall, I was like, you know, I'm kind of on her team more than I am Ellie's, the way this is playing
And
out.
I agree. Like, well,
like she was a dick in some ways too, by far, but like not as
I mean,
bad as
spoilers. She kills Joel, so.
But in retribution for a totally dick thing that
Joel
did, and she was going to leave it at that, right? But Ellie's like, no, I have to get payback for your payback.
Yep.
Even though it was one of basically one of my side that did the first offense. But no, I can't just have the score just be evened out. No, I have to stay on top.
And so yeah, Laura Bailey, who has got to be the sweetest person that exists on this planet.
Is she cute?
I mean,
yeah, that's the first thing I ask. Sorry,
yeah, she's attractive, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it just blows my mind because she's about like spreading positivity, like always, and the fact that she got like all this shit over a character she played is just unfair and shitty. It's legitimately shitty, and it really like the fact that people can be like this is just really makes me think that humanity has no chance in the future.
So was it because she played a, or at least an intended bad guy character that people were like, this is a bad person in real life, we must,
it was
punish?
two different ways.
Or was it just that they hated her character so much on a personal level?
It was both. There are some people who are like, you killed Joel, fuck you. And
it was a character you played.
Exactly.
Who killed another fictional character, and kind of with good reason. Okay, well, I shouldn't say like killing itself is good. I'm saying, as a bad guy, she could have done a lot worse than that. Maybe that's how
I say she's in the antagonist, right? But she's the antagonist in Ellie's eyes. In reality, the way the game's presented, and I think the game does as well, is that it almost makes it seem like either there are no good guys or there are no bad guys. They're just people in situations, right?
Right.
But, I mean, if I were to really break it down, I would literally say that it is a story where there are no good guys. Everybody's
Or maybe
everybody's in the wrong.
The trope would be called gray and gray morality, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be a pretty dark gray on both sides. Like, it's at the point where nobody's in the right.
Or you know what?
Let's try.
Let's take an example of somebody who was actually doing something in real life that I did strongly disagree with. But if you even want to call that an offense, because it was still a personal opinion, I don't think she was being hateful about it. I just think she was taking it way too seriously. The Anita Sarkeesian person.
Oh, I know her. Yeah.
Like, talking about how, like, games were just entirely, just, like, male, chauvinistic, sexist, catered to the male fantasy, completely, totally against women. I strongly disagreed. Like, I think she had maybe a few good examples, but it definitely was not, like, this worldwide pandemic like she was making it out to be, But, like, the male backlash against her, like, rape threats and stuff, and she, like, I heard she had to change her identity or like move away or something, and I can honestly believe she truly felt, she truly feared for her life, because people overreacted way too much of that.
I mean,
that's
yeah.
just like it. Okay, I strongly disagree, but in the end, it's just a chick just complaining about video games. There's much more evil things you can do,
Yep. Yeah.
this did not affect you in any way. There was no need for any kind of backlash whatsoever, much
And
less
also-
like death and rape threats in the mail and stuff.
And
you know?
also, like, just to drive your point home, she's irrelevant now. Like, no one is even talking about her anymore. Like, the damage she done was nothing. Right? So, she's, at the end of the day, her tirades, her lies about gaming amounted to nothing. So why would you...
I remember hearing a story. I don't remember what the name. I think it was what initially what first coined the term Gamergate.
Yeah.
Something about a girl who made an indie game, like a lone like indie developer. Rumor went around that she gave sexual favors to the guys, like the journalists, the professionals who would review her game and give it glowing reviews in return for sexual favors. And so all the guys, you know, stupid internet geeks who take things way too seriously, they all send her death and rape threats in the mail for that. It's like, so it was a chick who used underhanded means to put a game out there. Or I guess, like, I think their reasoning was, like, the grievance they saw with this, with what she did was, well, so I could have, like, wasted my money. You're stealing money from people because they're likely wasting it on a game that sucks. Because, you underhandedly, use underhanded means to get, like, falsely good reviews. So I could have been wasting my money on a game I thought was good, to buy a game I thought was good because of the reviews, but it ends up sucking.
Wah.
It's something stupid like that,
Like...
It's like, I feel for that. Oh, and you know what? I think it was only a rumor, at least as far as I heard the story, but let's say it was true. Let's say she actually did it. That does not justify, like, people who aren't even involved.
I don't even know what the game is or how much it cost.
Personally involved in that quote-unquote scandal that doesn't even begin to justify any kind of backlash. Much less just, like, stalking her, and sending death threats and stuff. So, wow, we kind of veered off into...
Yeah, well, I mean, this fight is literally taking years.
I'm getting there. I'm slowly whittling it down.
About 2 or 3 more of those should get it. Or one Blue Rogue.
I kind of want to do Ika's super move just to... But no, I really shouldn't.
You should not break the... Because...
what we're going to do is make sure we have it, the bar all the way up next turn, just have everybody defend in case he does terminal. Except for Ika. Just in case he does Eternum. Or Eternities.
Like this.
Yep.
Blue Rogue. Oh, Prophecy. Oh, right.
Sailor Scouts unite!
Ugh.
With our powers combined. They're doing like a corny, like flying through, this magical vortexy stuff and shining lights and words of hope and justice, and I like it. It's corny, but... Ooh.
You should have been doing that this entire time.
Yeah, really.
That was easy.
That was not easy, Vise. At all. I couldn't even level from that. Balloon Metal.
Give it up, Galcian. You have lost. I can't criticize this kind of dialogue that you just expect. It's so cliche. It's always a "how could this be?" or "I hate you because you beat me." Impossible. How could I lose to weaklings? Or curse you, you heroes and your damnable ways of
And I would have
goodness and
gotten
light.
away with it too if it
Yeah.
weren't for you meddling kids.
Let's face it, dang near every RPG does it at some point,
Yeah.
if not several times after a boss battle. Arcadia is no exception.
Nope.
Can't criticize it. It's like, honestly, like, how many other different, like, choices of words, possibilities, like, where the dialogue could go after a boss fight, you know, against a, like, named character who you've had, like, some kind of long-time rivalry with built up so far.
Yeah, yeah.
What other kind of dialogue can you really have at the end of that fight? What's he gonna say? Thank you for beating me and ruining my plans for world domination?
Thank you for beating me up.
Dude. Come on, keep it going. We can do this.
I think I improv too quickly. I should have thought about that for a minute before going in.
Slice me up and down. I'm trying to, like, think of a body part that rhymes with up.
Or do you mean again?
Well, no, because you said thank you for beating me up, so it's got to rhyme with up.
Oh yeah, there's not a body part that rhymes with up.
Oh, don't worry, he's not getting far. I love this next scene. Dude, I can't believe you wasted that opportunity.
I mean, so
Okay, I was about to say, I wasn't talking about making up lyrics to, you know, a Golden Girls
oh yeah,
parody. I was talking about the Ica butt shot.
yeah. I was too busy thinking of, like, all right, this shot right here really emphasizes just how comically large her hands look.
Wow.
Like,
And that,
that's like
it's like she's got the giant foam finger.
yeah,
you know?
it's like a foam finger. Also, with a little Photoshop, you can make that a middle finger.
Well, you know what to do. As soon as I upload this LP, come over to this part in the game and, you know, take a screenshot.
That'd be real easy to Photoshop.
Oh yeah, look who's to the rescue.
Dildo ship.
Okay, that's... I don't know, somehow that particular face and with right here, this particular moment, just kind of looks... Something crooked about her hair, too.
I mean, after
What
that...
are you talking about? Her hair is always, you know... Her hair always looks bad.
But Gilder's face is not much better.
Yep. Belleza is doing a suicide dive. She's like, yeah, I loved you and gave you, like, my full loyalty, and that's how you repaid me.
So, well...
You totally did not care that I was there among your innocent victims.
And so here's your change, bitch.
And I love her reasoning here. It's like you can tell she's sad about this. She's not happy that things turn out this way. She's not, like, filled with vengeance and hate or personal hate. She just knows she's got to take him down because more, you know, more suffering like this will take place if she doesn't do something. I thought this was a really good scene. I felt for Belleza here. And she's like, and in a way, I'm no better.
Goodbye, my love.
No. Whoa!
No!
And they fall to the briny deep.
Oh god, like tumbling, like... You can hear him scream from... In Arcadia, everyone can hear you scream.
Nice Moai statue necklace.
Did you get that was like another take on the tagline from Alien in Space? No one can hear you scream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys know how to go down there. You could... Well, I mean, no way she survived, but... You could at least go get Galcian's super dope sword. That's probably still down there. That is strangely well animated.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like I can't personally sympathize with Ramirez, but at the same time, like, I think this is a really good display of, you know, how he feels about things.
Why?
Galcian was a twisted soul, but Ramirez did, you know, truly believe in his ideals and everything, and was loyal to him. Yeah, they should have stopped after 4 or 5 fist pounds. If I want to really nitpick.
Hi.
Holy crap, his face just... This is what I believe the TV Tropes website would have called Despair Event Horizon. Really simplistic way of putting it. Something bad is happening. Oh yeah, I don't think I remember this until now, but I think Ramirez retaliates by blowing up, or did he already do it? The Silver Shrine with all the elders. I don't remember. Did he already do it? And like we gave so few shits about him that we didn't even notice when it happened. Maybe.
I'm not impossible. Yep, there it is.
Oh no, they're sacrificing themselves to break the barrier and stop him from using the reins again. Somehow. I just don't understand how the elders are, like, perfectly two-dimensional.
Shut up.
Well, it's nice we managed to change their minds on a few things before they go and meet their fate.
I mean, that's not incorrect. Oh. It's very quiet.
Yeah, it's a good use of having no sound or music here, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know where that giggle came from. Remnants of Fina's memories as a child being all alone up in there?
Maybe.
And having, like, no other humans around except Ramirez, and he's a douche, so... Not much of a childhood. Okay, it improved towards the end of that segment, but at first that really sounded like an anticlimactic cracking sound of like, you know, this huge impenetrable barrier over an entire nation basically falling apart.
Then chop chop. Hop 2.
What are you waiting on, funny? Hop 2! Chop chop! Oh, I forgot we picked Fina's dolphin, winged dolphin flag design.
But first, let's go find our evil doppelgangers.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try to find the other remaining guy on the wanted list, the rich old guy that was a real pervert towards Vice. And he actually had an attack that was pretty powerful. It did like 1,500 points of damage to all.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it's called, but he would say, "Money makes the world go round," whenever he did it. And just a shower of gold coins being thrown at warp speed at your face. That's what did that much damage.
Yeah, that's kind of like the money shotgun from Resident Evil.
Thank you for reminding me that the sequels suck. And the first movie too, to some degree, but you can make it enjoyable kind of suck. You know.
And they're about to run it again.
I'm a hopeful idiot, but I'll give it a shot. Can't possibly be worse than something like Resident Evil: The Final Chapter.
There's no trailer out for it
I
yet.
mean, that would be impossible.
But, I mean, there is a trailer for the new Mortal Kombat movie, and that actually looks alright.
Or again, trying to, you know, insert very simple real-world logic into this. Let's all go together. We don't need to cut down the strength we have in our numbers in a situation like this. That test the mettle of the enemy. Go the distance.
I could go the distance.
What was that?
So just looking over there to make sure that things were rocking.
I thought you were giving me a look like, so do you get that reference?
No, I was looking over there at OBS.
Oh. Going back to Shrine Island for what? Well, I don't know. We'll find out next time. Thanks for watching, guys.
Catch you on the flip side.